Okay, so today I'm doing a removal in a 3rd-story attic. And this right here is my FLIR camera to show me right where the cluster of bees is. Okay, so this house was over 100 years old, so after I decided where I wanted to make my cuts along the joists, I found out there's actually another floor there. So the tongue and groove boards came up, and here is the first peek at the hive. So I know this hive has been there for at least 4 or 5 years, not sure exactly how long, but here's a little glimpse of the tongue and groove boards that I pulled up, and that was my first big look at the hive. So what you're looking at now is actually the end of the hive. It went out towards the front wall of the house, but this is the back end of it, and they built all the way up until that insulation there. And the funny thing is, since it's an old house, it's so old that some of the insulation actually had corn stalks in it that you can kind of see a little bit in here. Here's one of the first bits of comb that I pulled out that was completely solid capped honey. They had so much capped honey in here that I ended up taking about probably what's gonna be 90 pounds after I gave them all the honey that they would need. So that's a whole lot of honey. So at the top of your screen there, and towards the middle of the hive, you can actually see the corn stalks again. It's pretty cool opening up an old house and seeing what they used to use for insulation back then. The lighting was really bad up there, so it made it hard to get good video of it, but I was trying to capture all that honey that was sitting there. Each one of those rows of comb was just solid honey, no brood whatsoever. I tried to pick up one of the comb sections with just one hand, but it was so heavy that just the end of it broke off. So I was just checking here to make sure the queen wasn't on this little bit. I wouldn't expect to find her there, but you always gotta look just to make sure. And there's some more corn stalk up in that old insulation. Here's one of those sections of solid capped honey that I pulled out. That one section right there is probably about 6 pounds that I'm holding. So definitely a lot of honey. If you noticed, I put that comb in a bucket. That's just so I could show the homeowners what some of the comb that is solid honey looks like. This hive went about another 2 feet under the boards. I ended up finding the queen and got them all tucked into their new home. I hope you enjoyed watching, and stay tuned for more content by Blessed Beekeeping.